This is the Module 11 overview video. Let's take a look in the module introduction. The introduction points out that we've spent the last few weeks preparing to enter into the public conversation, and we've looked at how to write for different audiences, how to vet a variety of source material, and finally, how to compose texts for new media online, like online video or blogs. That's what you're going to be working with today. So you're going to compose your own new media response. So don't worry though, you're not going to film a video or have to learn anything about editing software. So you aren't actually going to create a product as in the form of new media. What you will be doing is you will be writing a text for online distribution. So you have two choices. You can write a script for a YouTube response video, or you can write a post for a blog response. So for the script for the YouTube response video, think about when you maybe watch reaction videos or someone does a video essay where they are responding to or analyzing or criticizing something that someone else has said or done. That's what you're going to write the script for. Again, you're not actually going to shoot the video and record it or anything, but you're going to script out that YouTube response video. Or you will write a blog that is a response to a particular topic. Okay, so you need to think about which one of these you want to use. There are 3 readings for us to take a quick look at. Let's look at the first one, how to write a text response. This is all about what it means to respond to someone else in a written format. So a text response explores or explains a book or film, or another text even, to provide insights, answer a question, or argue a point of view. So you're going to see some media presented, and then you're going to respond to it and make an argument for something. You have to figure out what that argument is going to be, what your insights are going to be, how you're going to question or critique the argument in that text, and you're going to draft that response either as a script for a YouTube video or as a blog entry. Okay, so take a few minutes, make sure that you read this website because it has a few good pointers for you. Whichever format you choose, I've got a reading here for you with steps on how to write it. So if you choose the YouTube video, this one provides 5 steps for how you should go about writing your YouTube script. Starts off with a hook, then you will do an intro, then there will be the actual content, and maybe a bonus section and so forth. So you need to read this if you are choosing the YouTube response. If you choose to do a blog post response, here's how to write a blog post in 10 steps. So I'm going to be looking to see that whichever version you choose, whether it's the YouTube version or the blog version, I'm going to be looking to see that you have structured your writing in accordance with the steps. Okay, so make sure that you read this carefully and make sure that you do the correct sections in the correct order so that your writing reflects the structure and the characteristics of either a YouTube script or of a blog. Let's look at the assignment details. Assignment 11-1, response writing for new media. It says, this week you will practice what you've learned about new media writing techniques as you respond to a text in either a script or a blog. You're going to choose one of the following texts below and respond to it. Not 2, not several of them, just one. And you're going to respond in whichever one of those formats, the YouTube script or the blog response. Again, you're not required to film a video or edit TikTok. Instead, you will be demonstrating an understanding of the rhetorical context of new media through drafting either a script for a video that would be posted to YouTube or some other video aggregate site, or a blog post that could be submitted to a digital publisher specializing in reader-generated content. Okay, so you've got several different options here to choose from. Pick the one that seems the most interesting to you, the one that you feel like you could criticize or make an argument about, and then you're going to write your draft. The grading criteria says that new media responses should be submitted here. You guys know that already. By now, you should have figured out that you have to respond and refer to text in every writing assignment. It says you must refer to your chosen text in your response. You're responding to it. So whichever one you choose, you should be citing or paraphrasing in MLA style. Or rather, let me back up on that. You should be citing or paraphrasing the text because you're referring to the text. You have to say, well, this is what the person argues, and here's my response to it. Here's my criticism of that. Here's the questions that I have regarding that. Here are the problems I see with that. Here's my argument. Okay? It says, choose a handful of specific points made in the original text you wish to respond to and quote the original and offer your take. Now, it says, think about how text written for new media acknowledge sources. So a moment ago, I kind of went back into autopilot and said you're going to do it in MLA style. That's not the case, okay? You're not going to use MLA style because MLA style isn't what people use necessarily. I have seen it, but they generally don't use MLA style when they write when they do a YouTube response or when they do a blog post. Instead, you want your response in whichever style you choose to reflect the conventions of that style. So it says, for example, you must acknowledge any sources you use in your writing according to expectations for new media. This includes your chosen text and any other source material you incorporate. So what does that mean in a blog, or in a YouTube? We'll just stick with that first. What does that mean in a YouTube response? Well, in a YouTube response video, people will often say that they have links in the description below the video that indicate where they got their sources from. You're going to have to say that in your written YouTube script. Or sometimes they'll even have things pop up and they'll say, if you click on this, then you can go to my other video, or you can go to this other video and see this. So if you're doing the YouTube video, when you are citing sources, you want to do it in the way that it is done in YouTube videos. You want to point out that they can get the link in the description or whatever else is conventional to YouTube. If you're doing a blog, you do something similar. But blog posts don't really say check out the link in the description below. Instead, what they use are hyperlinks. So they'll have a certain word that is blue, and if you click on that word, then it will take you to that other website for that. So I see this sometimes if I'm reading the news online, if I'm reading like CNN or ABC News or whatever, that they will often have links on the words as well. You click on it and it takes you to the different site. So you're going to do the same thing if you're doing the blog post. You're going to have links to other sources for people. In this case, it'll be me since I'm reviewing it, but for people to click on. Your submissions should be around 700 words and in the format appropriate to your chosen genre. Okay, so this means that you need to think deeply and work hard on this assignment to write the 700 words, and you should format it appropriately for your genre. So you're not necessarily going to have your last name and the page number in the top right corner on this assignment, and that identifying information on the top left side of the first page, and all of that stuff, because that is appropriate for MLA style writing in an academic context, but that isn't the format that's appropriate for a YouTube script or for a blog post. So you're going to craft your writing to be or to use the structure that's appropriate in the formatting that's appropriate. Okay? And then of course you'll submit your document here. If you have any questions, please send me an email. Thanks.